we rolling? Welcome to my vlog. This isn't the first time that I've recorded with this camera, but it is the first time that I've recorded with sound. Earlier today, I got off work, I went down to the camera shop right next to the train station and picked up my new lens that I'm using right now to vlog with. And I was so excited and so incredibly nervous. But I knew I needed to start vlogging immediately. If I'm gonna do this on a daily basis, I just need to get over the fear and just do it. So I walked around downtown, I walked to this really special place, and I talked about what I hope this vlog can be, what I'm afraid of doing, the mistakes I might make, or just the incompetencies that I have when it comes to pulling off this kind of a project. But it's all gone, it's all lost. I mean, the footage is there. But everything I said isn't recorded. My mic was plugged in, but it wasn't turned on. Fatal error, but I suppose it's the only appropriate thing that could happen here on my very first day. Well, I guess that's the lesson with filmmaking or with making any art. If you aren't fully familiar with the tools of your trade, you're bound to make mistakes. I have to admit, I'm still embarrassed. That lady in the red walked by me and just glared at me. Oh my goodness, the judgment. I talked about that. I talked about my fear of being judged and just not caring. Also about my fear of exposing myself now publicly, especially in a way that family, friends, students are gonna see. And if you're a student and you're watching this now, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that you're interested in my life beyond me standing in front of you being an idiot. Well, teaching you English, of course, but being ridiculous. Secondly, what are you doing? Get back to your studies. You shouldn't be on YouTube. Go study, go read, go learn. But subscribe, like and subscribe first. I realized that my mic was not on the entire time. Not until I got home. And not when I got home, I was comfortably at home, but like right as I got to the door to my apartment, it just dawned on me that I didn't press the little switch on the side. Just that tiny little switch. God, I stepped in a pothole. I even went to the busiest possible place in the city just to dive in the deep end and embarrass myself in front of as many people as possible holding this camera in the hopes that I'll feel comfortable. I'm more embarrassed about forgetting to turn the mic on than I am about all the people that saw me and continue to see me, hello, doing pretty much the most narcissistic selfie imaginable, a DSLR camera on a makeshift selfie stick. But that's what I want this vlog to be about. Well, actually no, I don't want it to be about that. As I was filming and as I was talking earlier, it dawned on me that what do I want to do? What do I want to record? Well, stories exist around us all the time. And the great thing about YouTube and the great thing about daily vlogging is that you can bring to life those mundane stories and you can make them interesting. My promise to you is that I'm going to try to tell the best story possible every day. Some days it might be funny, some days it might be precisely unfunny. Essentially, some of my hopes, I hope to make this fun without it becoming a chore. I'm excited about getting through that learning curve and making this a habit, something that I enjoy, something that I'm proud of. You know, and I want to make it interesting without it being gimmicky. I really want it to be my experiences every day, whatever's happening. Some days might be really interesting, some days might not. And lastly, I want it to be thoughtful without being narcissistic. There's this fear of presenting my life as if this is the most interesting story, and it's not. It's not the most interesting story, but I have to tell these stories. I don't have an apology for it being narcissistic. You could say that about all art. All good art is about the human heart in conflict with itself, as William Faulkner once said, and as George R.R. Martin the Great once said. And insofar as the human heart is in conflict with itself, that's a very self-evaluative, self-reflective process. And yes, in that reflection you might catch a glimpse of Narcissus, but I'm gonna do my best not to make it that, but to make it about sharing experiences, sharing the beauty of life here in Finland, the beauty of life as an English teacher. And if I make a fool of myself, that's okay. I make a fool of myself on a daily basis in front of my students. Like, that's my job, that's my pride, to go in front of my students and just act silly but in an informative way, I'd like to point out, but to break down those barriers so that learning can happen in a very positive, fun environment. And that's what I hope I can create here on YouTube. I want it to be fun, I want it to be positive. I don't want it to be me just walking around this stupid field because I'm an idiot and didn't turn on my mic, but that's what it has to be today. Oh, these kids are here. They're staring at me. Now I feel self-conscious. I suppose I should introduce myself at some point in this introductory vlog. My name is Tyler. I'm an English teacher in Finland. Minä puhun suomea vähän. Now, I mean, I'm taking Finnish courses, but it is slow. That language, why? It occurred to me today as I was reading a caption from one of my friends on Instagram, and I don't remember what it said. And even as I was reading it, my phone died, so I couldn't get it verbatim, and my phone is still dead. But it said something to the effect of, occasionally, satisfaction and inspiration comes to the artist, not in the product, not in a sense of completion, but in the very act of creating itself. In the creative process, we find satisfaction, we find meaning. And I guess that's what my vlog is about. That's really vague, but for me, that's enough. That's why I decided to do this. So if you find that interesting, please subscribe. Please let me know. Let me know what you want to hear about, what you want to see here in Finland. Guess this is the end of vlog 1. Thanks for watching, Mom.